All right, we've got the backside. So question number 2, a residual is a measure of how far a prediction is from what is actually observed. So far on the front side, we haven't done anything new yet, anything you guys haven't done before. But now we're going to be starting to talk about the residuals. Residual is equal to the actual minus the predicted. So the 250 squared inch box from problem number 1 will actually hold 355 grams of cereal. What is the residual for this box of cereal? So we're going to have our residual. It's going to equal the actual amount. So it actually holds 355 grams. The actual amount is 355 minus the predicted. And if you guys remember from the front, we got an answer of 362 for our predicted value. So we were really close with that. When I do the subtraction, 355 minus 362, we get negative 7. Perfect. Question B says a residual can be shown on a graph with a vertical line drawn from the actual value to the predicted value, the line of best fit. Show the residual for the point 250, 355 on the graph. So the first thing we need to do is we need to plot this point, and then we need to show that residual with a vertical line. So go ahead and flip over your paper and go ahead and do that. All right, so it's hard to see because we did such a good job of predicting that it's hard to see what our residual looks like. But you can see I plotted that point right there, and then I drew that vertical line from the line of best fit to the point. Question C, use your line of best fit to calculate the predicted net weight and the residual for each of the cereal boxes in the table from problem 1. So remember our equation is y equals 2.88x minus 358. So in order to do this, we need to take our calculator. Let me put it over here. There we go. And we need to just plug it in. So we're going to take 2.88 times our x value. So in this first one, it's going to be 150. Press enter, and then subtract that from 358. So our residual for this one is 74. Right, 74. Now let's do the next one. So 2.88 times our next x value, which is going to be 225, and then subtract that from 358, and we get an answer of 290. So go ahead and do this for the rest of them. So if you plugged everything in correctly, you should get the following numbers: 74, 290, 578, 650, and 1010. If you notice, we do have 2 that are perfect. And if you remember why that is, it's because we used those points. So we know those points are perfectly on the line because those were the 2 points we used to make the line. Perfect. So now the residual is going to be the actual amount minus the predicted. So in order to do this on the calculator, we need to take the actual amount, which in the first one is 198, and subtract that from our predicted, 74. So we get a residual of 124. Our next one would be 290 minus 290, and we get 0. Go ahead and calculate the residuals for the other 3. All right, and you should get the following. So 124, 0, negative 18, 0, and negative 10. So you can see that we were way off on our first one. We had a residual of 124, but our other ones are all either on the line or very, very close to the line. Question D, show each of the residuals on the graph. What is the difference between a positive and a negative residual in the context of this problem? So once again, go ahead and flip it over and go ahead and draw your vertical line. So you're going to draw a vertical line from the point to the line of best fit. Perfect. Once again, I know it's really hard to draw the residuals on this graph because it's such a strong correlation that almost all of these points are right on the dot. The only one you can see really well is we've got our point right here, and then our vertical line down, and that was our 124 residual. Remember, this one was 0, negative 18, 0, I'm sorry, it was 124, 0. This is the point we were added, so this was our negative 7. Then we've got our negative 18, our 0, and our negative 10. There we go. Then the question for that part asks, what is the difference between a positive and a negative residual? If you remember, the 124 was the only one that was positive. The other three, the negative 7, the negative 18, and the negative 10, are all negative. So do you notice anything about the difference? So we have the positive values are above the line. The negative values are all below the line. All right, so I just went and I wrote down exactly what I just said. A positive residual is above the line of best fit, and a negative residual is going to be below it. All right. And we finished this video, so just one left to answer question 3.